is anyone here on a dating app? And has it been a negative or a positive experience for you?
When you say on a dating app, do you mean like actively using it to find something, or just like you just happen to be, you have it downloaded? Which one is it?
I mean, you're using it. You're active on it. Yeah.
No, I'm not active on the dating apps, but depending on the outcome you're looking for, they're definitely beneficial. Depending on the outcome you're looking for.
That's key.
Do you think they're more beneficial for men than they are women? Because you sounded like you've had like good time on dating apps.
Not gonna lie, the dating apps make things a lot more simplistic. Again, depending on what your outcome is like, and I think different dating apps will obviously lead to different outcomes for people. Yeah. So I think two of the more prominent ones is probably Hinge and Tinder. Yeah. Like Tinder, people know today that Tinder's basically the sex app. I'd say Hinge probably has a bit more fruitful prospects for people looking for a long-term relationship. However, again, it's another place to go and have fun if you're a guy. But also for a girl, I believe obviously at the end of the day, it's not like I'm sleeping with women. Do you get what I mean? So if the girls are out there having fun on those dating apps as well, then I guess it's beneficial for both. Again, depending on what you're looking for.
Okay. Lola, are you on dating apps?
Oh, are you in a relationship?
No, I'm in a relationship.
So you're not on them at all?
No, I've only ever used dating apps twice. And I've been on 2 dates in total from those apps that I've used.
Were they good dates?
No, not particularly. What? And it wasn't that I wanted to do it. It was more like, your friends convince you like, oh, try this out. So I'm like, okay, I'll try. But it was not really for me.
Why not?
I'm more of a vibes person, so I prefer the old school. You meet someone, you feel their energy, and then therefore you see if you're gonna be friends with them or you want to date or you're attracted to them. Mm-hmm. I feel like people are going through an Argos catalogue of faces. Yeah, that's also based on people's aesthetics, not necessarily what the person's like, and because that's not my first thing that I go for when I'm looking to date or be with someone. Therefore, it's not. I don't feel like I get much from looking at people's.
You said that you were in like a female relationship. So did you go on the dating app for both male and female or just female?
I always go on it for both.
Okay.
Yeah, which I think before you couldn't do that on apps, you had to be one or the other. But both dates I went on with guys. One was from Tinder. He was a hatfish. He was just a bit boring. He was actually a lovely guy.
Sorry, what's a hatfish?
That's like when a guy takes out, like let's say he's an 8. But he took off his hat. Now he's a 5.
Now he's got a receding hairline.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
It wasn't that deep, but I just thought it was funny because I'd heard someone use the terminology before, and I was like, okay. And
why? Why did he take off his hat? Why was he different when he? So hang on, let me get this straight. So you were on the app, yeah, right? And what on the picture he had his hat on?
I didn't clock all his pictures. He was wearing the hat.
That's normally a sign.
He was wearing the hat in all the pictures, but obviously I don't frequent dating sites, so I didn't realize he was good looking.
Right.
Then when I met him in person, which is fine. It was just
And then when you met him, he took his hat off.
Yeah, he had really bad receding hairline. It wasn't that deep, but because as I said, it's not all about aesthetics, but it shows you that people can portray themselves online as something that they're not. And if you meet people in person, you're more likely to get a vibe about the person than, I mean, even for like writing a profile, the kind of person I am, people might see me and assume I'm this way or that way, but I'm actually so many other things. There's not enough bio to write how you are as a person, I don't feel.
So you're more likely to accept his receding hairline if you'd met him in person over...
It was just like, it's just an attraction thing. So I didn't find him as attractive. No, so for me, and then the fact that his energy wasn't really, he was nice, but our energies didn't match. It just felt like it was a bit of a waste of time. So that was the first one. Yeah. So.
Claire, are you on a dating app?
I have one downloaded, but I'm not really active on it, if I'm honest. It's not ideal. I like meeting people in person, like you say, because you get like, a lot more from them than just texting. I think my situation, I don't really go out, so I don't really meet anyone, like, and unless it's like on that, I don't really meet people. I don't go out, so it's not really.
So when you say you don't go out, does that mean wouldn't dating apps be ideal for you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They are ideal, but they're just long, and because it's so quick, and because like my situation, I don't really get much free time, so. You've got to keep talking to these people for sometimes a couple of weeks. Do you see what I mean? Before I'm free. So the chances of them still talking to me like when it's so quick and it's just a bit long. I'm not the biggest fan of it, if I'm honest.
The thing is, right, I'm of a different generation, okay? And when I was growing up, to me, dating apps, was basically the Lonely Hearts column.
Yeah, 100%.
We used to have like the Lonely Hearts column, newspapers. So when I look at dating apps, I'm like, are people really that lonely that they've got to go to
people
an
are
actual
insecure.
app?
I'm curious.
Insecure. Sorry, buddy.
No, you're good. I'm curious. Has any of you ever had a relationship develop from a dating app, like a long-term one?
No.
No.
So I've never been on a dating
Okay, you've
app.
never been on a dating app. Okay.
Like, I've never been on one.
What
So I'm like,
I have to add though,
Have
I
you,
also
Eddie?
use the dating apps for recruitment purposes as well, because that's a great place to meet people who
Networking.
are.
Yeah.
It's a network as well. So
You know Hinge,
I'll check
right?
that in there.
go on.
So I think the difference with when I used Tinder, that was like my friends convinced me I'd gone through a breakup, just try and go on a date. Okay, cool. Didn't like it,
Right.
and that was fine. Hinge I found was more something that I'd find more beneficial for me because you get more of a profile about the
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
It asks you, are you a smoker? Do you like raving? Do you go out? Do you have any pets? These are like, it's more like a social profile.
Right.
And people can ask questions. So you get more of a flavour for the person.
So are there different dating apps like
For
different?
different purposes.
Different purposes.
And I think it's about being clear about what you're trying to get out of the situation. Previously, if like you said, you're old school, people used to date or court in order to get married and be in stable long-term relationships.
Right.
Now people are more, is it something short-term? You want to date, you want a friends with benefit, you want a sugar daddy, you want a husband. Like people are not clear about what it is they're seeking. Therefore, it's that, I think that's why apps are more prevalent now. That's why Eddie's saying that obviously people go on apps and it's for, if it's Tinder, maybe it's just a sexual thing. It's not necessarily for long term. So different apps come with different nuances. People go
Right.
and seek an arrangement because they want a sugar daddy.
What do you
see what I
guys
mean?
What do you guys think of this stat? On popular dating apps, Tinder, women swipe right 14% of the time, where men swipe right 46% of the time.
It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
So swiping right means that that's a match.
Gonna
That's,
take-
that's
yeah,
a yes.
It's like
That's a-
you've liked, and then if the person swipes right as well, then you get a match.
Well, then I basically think that's that's hypergamy on steroids, isn't it? Like I've always said, like hypergamy right now is on steroids, and I think women are looking for the literal ideal man, which is probably why they swipe right 14% of the time. Men, we're not that picky a lot of the time. Like we're just like, she looks okay, it's fine.
No, I think it's a cheat code. It's a cheat code for the woman to get access to the type of man that she desires. Whereas for a guy, it's just easy to do the numbers game where I can try and get as much
Volume.
as possible, as much volume as possible in the shortest time that I can. So yeah, people are getting lost in it. In reality, it's like a pick and mix now.
Who do you think it's more beneficial for? An average woman or a top tier man? Who gets more benefit out of a dating app?
It's definitely a top tier man.
Top tier.
But at the same time, I
What's
wouldn't.
the benefit? Yeah.
The benefit is easy access to sex. I think what dating apps do is it plays into a man's biological imperative, which is just to like scatter his seed. So it's like you get far more access to women if you're a guy of a certain caliber. As we know, women only swipe right a small minority of the time. But if you're able to portray enough of the characteristics that women are into, then you have a massive access to a massive pool of women that's just easier to slay. Like look at to the Tinder swindler as a perfect example.
Yeah,